Right now on Denver 7 News at 6, Mar-a-Lago under siege. The FBI seizes boxes of documents overnight from the former president's Florida resort.
Another day in paradise. This was a strange day.
And we have new details about the focus of this unprecedented move by the Justice Department.
And we'll take you inside the training that prepared Denver firefighters for these dramatic flooding rescues.
This is when he was walking back and had them both on his shoulders. Oh yeah, he was definitely strong to do that. That takes a lot of body strength.
Parents, we know how expensive school supplies are. Schools are doing what they can to help.
I'm Denver 7's Veronica Acosta. Teachers are pitching in to make sure students have whatever they need to succeed this year.
And it's a test of your brain power and your balance.
I'm just trying to stay upright.
We'll dive into a new exhibit looking to make learning fun for all ages. Mazes and illusions.
I've been to the exhibit. It's awesome.
Yeah.
My kids were just running around like crazy, and I was sitting there trying to solve
Right.
solve all the. I got
Okay.
super into it. It's so fun.
Did they want to go home before you?
Yeah.
That was the problem. Yeah.
That's at the Museum of Nature and Science. We're going to put our team to the test coming up. Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
I'm Nicole Brady. We have Colette and Lisa here getting us ready to head outside.
Good news, bad news, right? With all the rain. Things have really started to green up.
Oh, yeah.
A little nicer out there. But man, the flooding this weekend. Now we are in for some drier weather, and it's going to heat up too. Take a look at your bus stop planner for Adams 14 and Aurora Public Schools. Heading back today, you're going to find 60s at the bus stop this morning. Sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be hot and sunny. You're getting home to highs right around 90 to about 95. Denver's going to be right around 93. Beautiful start to our day from our Viero camera out east. You can see a little of that cloud cover in Lyman. Pretty start though, and it's going to be a little bit bright for the early morning eastbound drive. 60s in Denver right now, mainly mid to upper 60s from Denver to Commerce City, north up toward Firestone, Highlands Ranch and Littleton in the low 60s right now. But take a look at these highs. We're going to be back in the low to mid 90s, a few degrees above normal today. Dry though for the next 3 days, so expect to see a lot of sunshine, Colette, today, tomorrow and Thursday, and then a return of those afternoon storms. We'll take a closer look at that on the Super 7 Day coming up.
And Lisa, we have air tracker right now over a crash and hazmat spill a little bit south of town. This is near the Bellevue exit. They just zoomed out, but you could see that spill, and this is the backup that's caused from it. So this is the spill actually right here. That's what's causing all of this here. Obviously, all of that traffic being diverted off of those 25 northbound lanes. It's really causing some major delays right now for people on their morning commute. If we head on over to the map, you can see how long this is taking right now. Oh, just over an hour to get there. There is hopefully a little bit of relief in sight. This crash did happen around 4:30 this morning, so hopefully we'll get it cleared here soon.
That's ugly. All right. Thank you, Colette. Well, it is still unclear this morning which documents and other items FBI agents took from former President Donald Trump's Florida home. Agents walked out with 15 boxes marked classified from Mar-a-Lago after conducting a search warrant. ABC News now confirms it was related to improperly removed documents from the White House, and the search drew a crowd outside the former president's home.
I think it's high time that we've seen the government finally take some action against this man.
It's wrong. It's wrong. They shouldn't be doing this to him.
The former president is under investigation for a range of issues, from the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol to his family's business dealings. Trump is still expected to announce he's running again in 2024, but legal experts say if he's found guilty of mishandling classified documents, he would be barred from running again. Also this morning, CDOT is investigating why drainage system pumps did not automatically turn on when heavy rain caused flooding along the Central 70 project. We can't see these images enough. The rain flooded that section of the interstate Sunday, stranding many drivers and their families. 11 people had to be rescued, including some children. We spoke with a delivery driver who drove through that area during the flooding.
But there was a lot of cars that they looked like they were bogging down, and I was just like, I'm not stopping. Whatever I do, I'm not stopping, because this thing's just going to turn into a gigantic boat.
Well, in a statement, the contractor working on the project said an error in the drainage pump system appears to have prevented the pumps from turning on automatically. Once this was determined, Kiewit turned the pumps on manually. After the pumps turned on, the area was drained in a short period of time.
Well, we've seen so many heroic actions taken during that flooding. Denver firefighters rescued 11 people on the interstate. Another 18 were saved on side streets. And we're seeing this video here. A man who shot this showed us how firefighters lifted tiny children out of the water, one of them taking a baby out, one firefighter holding two in each arm. And fortunately, those firefighters train for this. Denver Fire Lieutenant J.D. Chisholm served on this water rescue team for several years. He told us they train for this every weekend.
To ensure while he's carrying those kids that he doesn't fall in the water, he's going to walk backwards to make sure that that's the safest method of getting those kiddos out. Anybody who's a parent or who has spent a lot of time with children knows the calmer we can be when we're talking to them, the calmer we can be to distract them from the actual events that are taking place, then we can get them to a safer environment.
They have to be everything, a rescuer, counselor, parents, of course. So those two children that firefighter was carrying, he's a triathlete, so he was pretty fit and able to do that. In a lighter moment, one firefighter walked out with a pizza and joked, "We got dinner." Thankfully, no serious injuries from this. Right now on thedenverchannel.com, we're going in depth on this weekend's storms. We're tracking how much rain fell around the Front Range and comparing that to what we usually see this time of year.
We will get an update today on Aurora's efforts to rebuild trust in its police and fire departments. The company overseeing their improvements will discuss a recent progress report. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live because of what we've seen of this report. It does show there are some changes already in the works.
Yeah, that's right. And that report came out a week ago. Today, the community will have the opportunity to attend a public meeting where they can learn more about those findings and ask any questions. The overall goal here is for the police and fire departments to continue making progress and gain the community's trust. The Colorado Attorney General found that there were racially biased policing patterns in September of 2021, and that is when the city agreed to a consent decree, which is a plan to improve policing and public safety practices. So a monitor is helping Aurora Police and Fire make some big changes to use of force policies, training, bias, and other issues. The monitor's first report says that Aurora police officers and firefighters have been cooperative and interested in implementing changes, but the police department has to improve trainings and the use of force review board has to improve investigative practices. So there is still a lot of work ahead, but a member of the Community Advisor Council believes that change is already happening.
What I'm hearing in community and what I've even experienced myself with people reaching out to me as a member of the advisory council is that people are saying, when I file a complaint against the Aurora Police Department, it's being taken seriously. Officers are being removed from duty and being taken off the streets.
One of the incidents that prompted these changes was the death of Elijah McClain in 2019, and the 5 police officers and paramedics charged in that case will be in court on Friday. That consent decree meeting will take place today at 6:30 p.m. at the Beck Recreation Center. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Christian. It is the first day of school today for kids in Aurora. I sat with the district superintendent about the challenges they're facing this year as we move beyond COVID restrictions. He told me re-engaging students is a priority.
This year, we're talking a lot about defining our sense of urgency for our community, and we need to broaden that funnel. We need to get more kids engaged and focused at earlier ages so that we have larger numbers graduating, larger numbers going on to successful college and career.
What does engagement really mean to you? Is it just kids showing up every day and those truancy numbers, or what will that look like for you?
Well, a lot of questions to kind of address there. First of all, our highest level results that our board has set out is to look at our literacy rates for third grade students, look at our post-secondary workforce rates as it relates to graduation, and then really look at our equity, really as it relates to how are Black and Hispanic students transitioning 6th and 9th grade.
Yeah, APS is also debuting a new logo this year. You can see it right here, and a whole new marketing strategy. The superintendent told me the goal of this is to reflect a partnership with the community, and we will see that in the messaging this year. Well, as the kids head back to school, parents, so we know how expensive school supplies have gotten. Just about every supply was more expensive this year at the store, except notebooks. They were still cheap.
Good to
and
know,
folders.
because otherwise it's a tough decision of what to get, what not to get. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us live because now some school districts are ready to step in and help.
And you guys just mentioned those school supply lists, those markers, crayons, even those notebooks still on those lists. That hasn't changed and really doesn't from year to year. But what has changed this time around is, like Nicole mentioned, the price of those things and maybe how much money families are dedicating to buying supplies for maybe one of their kids or all of their kids this year around. Making those decisions, it is not only happening in households right here in Colorado, but it is happening all across the country. We spoke with administrators and teachers over at Cherry Creek School District last week about how they're navigating this situation this time around. One teacher told me he's heading into the school year making sure that he's bought some extra markers and some extra crayons for those students who might not be coming with those, who had to skip out on them this school year. The district superintendent told me this year they're putting that really big emphasis on helping families get whatever they need as soon as they ask for them.
I would start with your classroom teacher because they know you the best, and then that teacher can have a conversation with the administrator, and then we have different support systems inside of the school district. Right now, when times are tough, finances are tough, that's just something we do.
And Smith mentioned those different support systems that they have. He actually said that every school or some schools within that district actually do those supply drives for students and families who might be in need. When it comes to teachers, we also know that they end up spending a lot of out-of-pocket money to fill up their classrooms. Districts like Aurora's actually has a separate foundation where teachers can get school supplies there. So really, the emphasis here is on asking for that help and getting it whenever you need it. We're live in Aurora this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Yeah. Good to ask. Thank you. From Greece to Xanadu, well, fans hopelessly devoted to Olivia Newton-John are mourning how the Hollywood icon is being remembered.
That's a tough one this morning. Also, they are essential products for women and children. When you'll see a certain tax go away at the grocery store.
And we continue to try and help you get your kids ready to head back to class, this time with a field trip to the Mazes and Brain Games exhibit in Denver.